Hi, welcome back. My name is Michaela. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Wisconsin, and today I'm going to go through some purchases that I've made for my classroom and whether they are worth it or not. So stick around to see what is worth your time and what to avoid. Everything that I'm going to talk about that I can find a link for on the internet, I will leave down below. So let's get started. So I'm just going to jump right in and tell you one of the best purchases that I've ever made and how I utilized it. These bins are how I organize my interactive read aloud library. I have gotten so many compliments on this. It helps me stay so organized. I literally always know exactly where each book is and where I can find it. So our interactive read aloud libraries are divided into categories, and so I have a label on each of these bins that has the different categories that are inside of the bin. And then inside of the bin is each book along with its lesson plan. So all I have to do is find the category the book is in, pull it out with the lesson, and then put it back when I'm done. And literally, I don't know how to explain how amazing this is and how awesome it looks on my shelf. Like, it is literally so beautiful. Obviously, there's like shit everywhere, so like, don't worry about that. But like, how amazing is this? I love them so much, and I wish that they were more affordable. I honestly don't remember how much they were, and I actually feel like someone bought them for me on my Amazon wish list. So for all I know, they are really affordable. I don't know. But for me, they're worth it. And I would buy more if I needed them or if I had another use for them, whatever. Definitely recommend. Oh, it feels good to be back at the teacher desk. One fun fact about me is that I have always hated 10 drawer carts. You see them everywhere. Every teacher recommends them for organization, for themselves, for supplies, for students, whatever. I always hated them until I got these for behind my table because I don't have a desk. And this is like a godsend. I have one tall one here that is 10 drawer, and then I have one little guy under my desk. So it's like a little drawer system. Especially since I don't have an actual desk, the small one acts as like desk drawers for all of my stuff that I don't want kids to have access to and that I do need on a regular basis. And this drawer system has helped me stay so organized throughout the year. This next year, I am planning to actually utilize it in a extremely organized way. I got it like halfway through the year last year, and it just helped me like store all of the supplies that I need for the week. But you could do anything with it. And I do have one of those like rainbow 10 drawer carts, like one of those. I think that these black ones are so much better because they're actually like sturdier. When you open them, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break, but it's still pretty lightweight. And so I think it's a really good option instead of going like super expensive and like super high quality, but not going with like the rainbow drawer carts, which I feel like fall over and break when like one person bumps into it. Speaking of organization, these little drawer things from IKEA, I use every day. I have put them at the front of the room and held like papers that I use throughout the day. So like for each subject. In the past, I've used them as my actual like weekly organizer. So I do have labels on here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc., etc. When I used them that way, I don't use them that way anymore. But those are awesome for organization. If you have any kind of math manipulative or cards or anything like that you use in the classroom, these little, I don't even know what they're actually called, but they're just like little containers. You can get them at like Walmart for like less than $1. And all of the decks of cards for all the different math games that we have fit in here perfectly. So I have a ton of them. I store dice in there. They have bigger ones as well. I store little counters in there. So those are some of my favorite like little organizational things. I'm sorry guys, but literally everything I love is like organization. So I'm sorry if I don't have any other recommendations for you. Here, I'll go with something that's not organization this time. Fake plants. Okay, will always be worth it. Obviously, that's the vibe of my classroom, but I feel like they can fit in with any classroom theme. So if you can find some like cheap fake plants, grab them while you can, or grab them while you can and then send them my way if you don't actually want them. These metal mailboxes, I love them. I love them so much. There is one thing about them that's kind of annoying. Sometimes when you put papers in there, they like get stuck for a second. But other than that, I love these. And I actually don't know if they're available anymore, but I love how sturdy they are. I love that they just look metal, so they don't look weird and cheesy. I just love them. I love them so much. Final thing for now, everybody knows it. Everybody talks about them, but the Billy bookshelves from IKEA, I do really love those for the library. They are a really affordable option, but like pretty good quality, and they look really great. Things that were not worth my money that I kind of regret getting. Every single time there was a sale at Michael's, I went and picked up one of these bad boys. You might have seen them around. Everyone raves about them. But unless you know what you're going to do with them, please don't waste your money. For the longest time, I just had 3 of them sitting around in the back of my closet because I just literally had no idea what to do with them until we got a new math curriculum and it had like a million different manipulatives, and I found a few of the manipulatives that actually fit in there and it made sense. So if you have math manipulatives that you would like to give to each student, so for example, my curriculum has money pieces and I put them in here so there's like a little kit for each student. Or I guess if you use something with like task cards, I don't, but unless you know exactly what you're gonna use it for, I really would not spend the money on it because again, mine just sat around for a really long time. I kind of said it already, but I'm gonna say it again. I still don't really like the really cheap 10 drawer carts that look like this. Not only because it's rainbow and rainbow really isn't my vibe. Like if I had to pick it again, I would pick like a black or something. But they are so flimsy. It literally feels like it's gonna break every time. The knobs do come off sometimes. The kids will like barely brush up against it and it's just fallen over. So I don't know, I'm just waiting for the day that it breaks and then I can throw it away. Right now it is holding different morning choice options that I only used at the end of the year, and I don't know if I'll use it next year. So yeah, I don't know. Buy at your own risk. These little plastic envelope things, I think they're actually for like budgeting or like, I don't know, I think they're for cash. I love the idea of these. I think they're so cute and they seem just like a sturdier version of Ziploc bags. But what I didn't know is that these just break all the time. So even though these seem super cute and like something that would be durable and that you could reuse every year instead of having to use Ziploc bags, I would recommend maybe getting like the smaller versions of these ones. They have like a full-on zipper, like a real zipper instead of those like little plastic ones that can break really easily. I've been looking at these online, but like the smaller, I have a bunch of these that I haven't used for anything. Again, think of what you're gonna use it for before you buy it. But I have considered getting these in the smaller version because I use those little envelopes for the kids' school money stuff. I don't even know what that stuff is called. But that's where they just store their beat bucks instead of just like Ziploc bags. I'm probably just gonna use those plastic ones until they all break, and then I don't have enough for every student. Those are my thoughts on that. This one's maybe controversial, but a prize box. I have a bunch of crap in here that I never get rid of because I don't actually ever use a prize box, except for once in a while we'll like play a game and I'll be like, yeah, the winners can have a prize from the prize box. What's the point? Okay, I don't want to like motivate my kids to act like decent human beings with prizes, and I think they are kind of fun for like games, but I feel like I don't use it consistently enough to actually justify having an actual prize box. So I honestly think I might just try to get rid of these in some way, and then get rid of the box, because I actually hate the box too. I literally only got it because it was kind of like a Taylor Swift lyric, but it's like not actually, so would not recommend. Oh, you thought I was done. I'm not done. I got one of these things at the end of the year last year, and I thought it'd be really fun to like spice up my lessons or whatever. I thought maybe it'd be fun to like, when I'm asking for kids to like raise their hand and like participate and contribute, I could like bring the microphone over to them and like have them answer and whatever. But it actually just ended up being used with my kids stealing it from behind my desk and us like doing random karaoke during indoor recess, which is fun. Was it worth the money for my classroom? Probably not. Maybe I'll still use it in the future for the purpose I intended it for, which I think would still be really fun. But again, this is one of those purchases where if you're gonna buy it, maybe follow through. So this one's maybe a like buy at your own risk kind of situation. Like if you really think you're gonna use it, get it, but it's really not necessary at all. Okay, I have one more for you, maybe another controversial one. But you know the 3-tier carts? Like this little bad boy down here? No, thank you. Obviously I use it. You can tell that I use it, but you know why I don't recommend? Because all it's used for is all the crap that I don't have a place for. And if you're an organized person like me, that is not okay. It's not okay. So I would much rather have some other shelf or drawer where I can actually like organize it and put it away. And honestly, I could just go through all that stuff and organize it and put it away and figure it out, which I probably will at some point. But it is just way too easy to fill it with junk. Way too easy. So there you have it, folks. Those are some items that I have purchased for my classroom. The ones that are worth it, the ones that are not, and then the ones that are kind of up to you. Obviously, these are my own opinions, so if you feel differently, that's okay. It's okay for us all to have opinions on things. But I hope that helped you a little bit with your decision-making process in making purchases for this next year, whether you're a first-year teacher or a veteran teacher or whatever you may be. If you want to stick around, I'm going to be making a bunch of classroom setup videos later this summer. So if you subscribe, you can see those. I have some really fun ideas for this year. That being said, I'm going to go. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.